Thank you for coming. We'll be going through a general guide and overview of how to build accessible websites and how to approach it with doing it in Joomla as well. Now, for those that don't know me, I'm a Joomla community leadership team member. I've got animations in this presentation. It's cool. Hang on. There we go. And I also do a podcast, a weekly podcast all about Joomla. And last but not least, I also manage a team of web designers and web developers back in Australia. So that's what I do on a regular basis. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but yes, it's a lot of fun. At conferences, when I go around the world, I also like to do yoga. So I take people for yoga classes wherever I go. And this was last year at the World Conference in Cancun. It was nice doing yoga at the beach. Okay. So what is accessibility? So to give you an overview of the presentation today, I'll be talking all about web accessibility, giving you an overview why it's important, why in Australia it's important as well, and why it's important in some other parts of the world. And then I'll be going through a couple of the rules, the things that you need to look out for, and then further down into how you actually do it. How there's a lot of code out there. How do we actually reach out and use the code that's already out there to build accessible websites and make Joomla accessible. After that, like I was saying before, I'm actually going to make you work. I'm going to make you go onto GitHub, test a couple of brand new Joomla websites that have just been created. The Joomla Showcase website, done by the Seblod team, and you're going to be, I think, the second group to actually ever see it. So it's cool, it's new, it's exciting. It's going to be a lot of work in testing it as well. But you'll get a hands-on approach to actually how to test for accessible websites and make them better. So what is accessibility actually? That little hashtag there, hashtag A11Y, that's the short hashtag for the word accessibility because there's 11 characters in the word accessibility. So they made it Ali to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, you can count it, yeah, it's 11. So what is it exactly? This is defined in Wikipedia. Web accessibility refers to the inclusive practice of removing barriers that prevent interaction with or access to websites. So it's about enabling and letting people get access to the information by people with disabilities. When sites are correctly designed and developed and edited, all users have equal access to information functionality. So we're trying to make the web a level playing field for everyone. So anyone with disability or cultural diversity, whatever it is, everyone should be able to access the information on the same level. So this is a little video that I'm going to play for you that will give you a big overview of what accessibility is and probably put you in the right mind frame and right thought. This was done at a accessibility day in Australia, done by a group called Ali Bytes. That's a little logo at the top there. So I'll just press play.
Everyone is different. We live, work, play, and interact in our own individual ways. Many of our experiences are influenced by our senses and our situations. In the online world, this means how we see, hear, move, and think can vary greatly. That thing you just did on that app, someone does that in a completely different way. When you're planning your next digital creation, think about your audience's preferences and how varied those experiences may be. Don't cut someone out just because you haven't prepared for the way they might interact with your creation. And most of all, make it easy. This is what being inclusive is about. Making sure that everyone gets to do what they want to in a way that suits them. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Some people may have 20/20 vision, but some might find your app blurry or may see colours a bit differently from you or me. Some folks might need to bump up the text size a lot to read it. And some people may not be able to see it all and will listen to content read out aloud to them by a screen reader. So, make sure you have enough contrast. Let your text really pop. Use a bigger font. Make it easy to see and easy to change when needed. And code it correctly so that it makes sense when a screen reader reads it aloud. if you're using sound, not everyone will hear it and some will want to turn it off. So make sure you're providing an equivalent way to get the message across, like a transcript, captions, or sign language. We all move differently. Some of us can easily use a mouse or swipe on a touch screen, but not all people navigate in the same way. Some people use the keyboard to go through everything linearly on a page. Others might use a head stick or an eye tracking machine to perform that same action. Some will need more time to get things done, and for some people, it might hurt to move. So make it easy to get around your creation. You should be able to use a keyboard as well as a mouse to perform any action. Not everyone will understand things easily or in the same way. Every brain is wired differently, so some people process information faster or slower than others. Some people understand information better when they hear it compared to when they see it. Others may find it difficult simply because your language is not their language. And some people just might need more time to process information and act on it. Don't rush them. Write your content so that it's simple and clear. Make it as obvious as you can. As creators of digital experiences, our mission is to make sure our users can do what they need to do. We're all different, and we should respect those differences in ourselves and in others. So plan for their success. Be inclusive. That thing you're creating that you want them to use, build it to help them be awesome. They'll love you for it.
So that's a big overview. It's all about creating the best user experience for everyone online, and people with disabilities. It shouldn't be an afterthought. It should be a part of the user experience of the websites. So just come on. So why do we do it? Besides the fact that we're trying to make the web a more accessible place, no one is the same. We saw in the video, it's all about cultural diversity. You might be able to see in the photo here, the 123 RF sponsor as well, if you might be able to see that. Little plug for them. But anyway, we're all a mixed bunch of people from around the world speaking different languages, doing things in different ways. No one's the same. We're all unique and we're beautiful in our own different ways. Now, in Australia, there was a really big law case at the Sydney Olympics in the year 2000. And if you want to read more about it, I'll post the links up and you can read the court case that came about. But essentially what happened was the person who was trying to buy tickets to actually go to the event, they couldn't use the website. They were blind from birth. And when they used a computer to read the internet, they actually had a braille keyboard. So the keyboard actually turned into the little bumps on the paper, and they could feel what was being read out to them on the screen. So that's how that actually interacted on the internet. But the Sydney Olympics website didn't work for that. They forgot so many things. They just didn't do it correctly for this person to be able to buy tickets or see how the results are going. They want to follow, their favorite Australian Olympian and find out how they're doing. But it didn't work for them. So they put in a court case against the Sydney Olympics, and they actually won. And this set a standard for all websites from then on in Australia. So this is the actual ruling that came out. This is what the High Commissioner came out with. I'm comfortably satisfied that this limited access to the website caused him considerable feeling of hurt, humiliation, and rejection. One cannot overstate the consequential effect upon him of his having to cope with the persistent need to counter what he saw as a negative, unhelpful, and dismissive attitude on the part of the organization charged with presentation of the most notable sporting event in the history of this country. So the responses that they got from the people who built the website was simply, get a friend to help you, get someone else to buy the tickets for you, get someone else to read it for them. And they're like, no, that's not my experience of the internet. I should be able to use and access anything I want. Now that's more of an extreme case, and that's not as common anymore these days. But this set the precedent in Australia. So now it's law. So every last single government website in Australia has to meet the WCAG 2 guidelines. And the WCAG 2 is the standard guide in regards to how to build an accessible website. It teaches you all the ins and outs of what you need to do, step-by-step success criterion, which is what they call it, which is almost a checklist to go through and see what you need to make a website accessible. So one of the very first clients that we picked up for this was the High Court of Australia. And it was, at the time in 2009 when we built it, the very first Joomla website to meet the WCAG 2 Level A standards. And we were trying to really push accessibility at that point as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get too many more Joomla sites out there, and I think Drupal kind of won the race in Australia. But there's a lot that we can actually do in Joomla itself to make it more accessible so that governments could use it as a solution that is fully accessible out of the box. So how do you actually make a website accessible? You're thinking, well, okay, it's kind of a mystery at the moment. But this is my overview of what we need to do to actually make websites accessible. And that's firstly understanding the WCAG 2 success criterion. If you go to the WCAG 2 website, it's maybe a couple of thousand pages. It's enough to print out and go around the world a couple of times, maybe a small world. But there's a lot of information there. It's actually really hard to read, and some of it's quite lengthy in tail. But I'm going to try and explain that to you so you have a good overview of what to do. But essentially, proper coding practices, coding things correctly, using semantic code, and things called ARIA tags. Does anyone know what ARIA tags are? No one? No one? Okay, cool. All right. Accessible, rich, interactive. I can't remember the acronym either, but they're special tags that you put on the website to allow screen readers to know what's happening on the page. So for example, if you are filling in a form and one of the form fields is a required field, you can put an ARIA tag there to let the screen reader know that this is a required field. So when a blind person is going through the website, they can go, oh, it's a required field. I have to put something in there. So those ARIA tags are actually really important. So besides the ARIA tags, proper coding standards, there's a lot of design patterns out there. So this is pre-existing code that people are using across the internet to make the web a little bit more accessible. So instead of redoing it or working it out yourself, just copy someone else that's already done it. It's all open source. We live in an open source world. Let's just share and copy code from other people. And last but not least, testing, actually understanding how to work through a website and see if it's accessible or not. So testing is really important, and understanding how to test. So you know how the person using the website, who is visually impaired, deaf, whatever it is, so you understand their experience, so you can sit in their shoes and test websites. So this is like the overview process of how you can make a website accessible. But the guidelines, this is the lengthy bit. Very, very lengthy, and I'll try and go through it as quickly as possible so that way we can actually get our hands dirty and do things. But the WCAG guidelines are broken up into four parts. First part is perceivable. So this is how content is seen on the website, or how it's digested, how it's read, how it's written. Next part is operable. So how do I navigate through the website? Do I navigate it with just a keyboard? Do I always have to use a mouse? If I don't have a mouse, can I still navigate the website? Maybe I only want to use my mobile phone. So we're thinking about responsive. We're thinking about different ways people may use a website. Maybe I broke my hand playing basketball, and now I can't use my mouse anymore. So how am I going to work and navigate websites? I'll have to tab through it, so we have to make sure that works. Understandable, so making sure the content is correct, making sure it's understandable in that respect. And then robust, so working on different technologies and older versions of browsers, for example, IE6. Does anyone build for IE6 anymore? Good. But you know, in some cases, you may be working with a big global bank, and internally they still use IE6. So there's situations where you may have to do it, and making your websites robust to fall back to older technologies or slow internet connections, because not everyone around the world has fast internet. So lots and lots of things broken up to 4 parts. In those 4 parts, it gets even more detailed. It keeps going. That's why it's a really big, long read. But I'll go through the exciting bits. So perceivable is point 1 in the WCAG guidelines, and 1.1 is text alternatives. So this is like the really, really easy stuff. So text alternatives, when you have an image on a page, you need to put a description for that image. So whatever it is, it might be a little picture on the page or the logo on there. If you put a description with it, not only will a screen reader be able to read it and understand what it is, but then Google will actually know what it is, because essentially Google is a blind user. And if you put this alt text in, then you can get better search rankings. It has that kind of effect because Google is a blind user. The text-based alternatives for video and audio. I do a podcast. You can't read the podcast. It's impossible. So if you're deaf, all those people can't hear or understand what I'm sharing on my podcast. So if I had a text transcript on the website, someone could actually understand what it is and digest the content that way. Or maybe I'm trying to listen to the podcast on a train and I forgot my headphones. How am I going to find out what it is? So I need the text transcript so I can actually scroll through and read what the podcast is about. Wow, there's a lot here. All right, creating content that can be presented in different ways or simpler layouts. So if you're creating crazy layouts in like Angular.js, and that's heavily reliant on JavaScript, but maybe the users turned off all JavaScript. How are they going to use the website now? How are they going to digest the content? So you have to come up with alternative ways. Or maybe not use Angular, I don't know. See and hear content including separation from foreground and background. So it's making sure that people can tell this is the content, this is decorative. So that's, this is a funny video. So this is a really cool example of, this was Nelson Mandela's memorial speech. And what the South African government did was they brought in a sign language interpreter, this guy here. And the video on the far left is what someone else did afterwards. But what happened was, I'll just play the video first.
W. de Klerk.
He's just waving hands about.
Leaders
When people in the deaf community saw this, they went, hang on, he's not doing anything. He's just waving his hands around and making it look like he's an interpreter. So the one on the left in the blue square is the correct sign language interpreter. I think they're doing it for American Sign Language. The other guy, I don't know what he was doing.
The Mandela family.
He's doing the same thing.
The leadership of
Anyway. At least they tried, right? No, you got to do it right. Whoops. Okay, so it's attempts to actually try and make it accessible, but that's the way it's supposed to do it with proper sign language in your video or text alternatives. The next part of the WCAG guidelines, part 2, is all the operable parts. So making sure your website is navigated by a keyboard, so if you can tab through it or use your arrow keys to go through menu items. Make sure there's enough time to read the content. So if you've got a carousel on your website and it's going whoosh, 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 no one's going to read it. No one can read it. So making sure there's enough time. People can pause the carousel. People can go back and forth on the carousel. So little things like that to make sure it's operable. You don't design, this is a weird one. You don't design content in a way that will cause a seizure. There's a certain percentage of the internet that when you show them an image that's flashing really fast, it will cause epilepsy and they will go into a seizure. So making sure you don't do things like that so they don't die at their computer is kind of nice. And then helping users to navigate and find content and determine where they are. So this is things like breadcrumbs, assistive navigation around the site, especially with screen readers. And it keeps going. Understandable, so making the text content readable and understandable. So this is writing. So if you're a content writer, making sure it's done correctly and not making it too complex. Or if you've got a diverse audience and multiple languages, you may need translations. Maybe Joomla.org, for example, could be translated into all the different internationalized languages that the Joomla users around the world use. Wouldn't that be amazing? Why are you laughing?
Because I told this to Søren when yesterday he gave the presentation, and he said, I can do it because behind it, the technical, it's impossible. I said, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
You must say, we want it, and then they make it possible.
Yes. I think it is possible. It's just a lot more work. It is a lot more work, and every change that you do, someone will have to build translations for it. Even if it was just a portion of the site, like the main areas just all translated into 10, 15 other languages, it will have an absolutely huge impact. WordPress is in different languages. Why can't Joomla? Okay, that's that bit. Make websites appear and operate in predictable ways. So little things like, you know those burger menus on mobile websites? So let's say the burger menu's in the top right, and then suddenly the whole website disappears, and then a menu appears in the bottom left corner. That's not really common. Like if the burger menu's on the right, maybe you click it and it slides in from the right. That's more of a predictable way. Or if you click on a search button and then a unicorn dances on the screen and then a search box appears on its back. That's not a predictable way. So it's making sure that things are in a normal and regular way so that when people use a website, they're not thinking or trying to work out how to use it. And then help users avoid making mistakes and correcting mistakes. So this is like on a form. Maybe you have AJAX validation on the form, so when you're going through it, it automatically corrects them along the way. So they don't submit a form, like a really long form, at the end and then realize, oh, I did the whole form wrong. We're almost there. Last bit, the robustness. So making sure that it works on anything that you use. So it's complete robustness around there. Now this is sounding really hard. It's sounding kind of complex. Who's excited about it? Yeah, it's complex. There's a lot to it. So there's a lot of misconceptions around this. People do think it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard effort. It's not really. The benefits that you get out of it are amazing. So what I want to try and do is change your perspective on accessibility. Now, it's really important to think that it's not just a checklist. Before WCAG 1, the very first version of the Web Accessibility Standard Guidelines were a checklist. And you basically just went through the website and just check, 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 yes, I did it right. But it's more of a mindset now, because people used to do the accessibility at the end of the project. For example, with Joomla, we have accessible templates. We have, I think it's, what's the latest one? Hathor template? Yeah, people don't even know. Yeah, Hathor. Yeah, it's the admin template that's accessible in the back end. And then we have the, is it Protostar? No, ISIS as the admin template. So that was done as an afterthought. It should have been accessible and just one template from the get-go. So why have the two? So it's a mindset that we need to change. So you can read more about that checklist there. But I want to change your mindset. And babies, they constantly laugh all the time. You play peekaboo with a baby, and you disappear for a second and go, peekaboo. If I did it with you, you'd think, Peter's a bit weird. Maybe I'll do it once. And you think, you kind of laugh, thank you, hello. But if I kept on doing it to you, you'd be think, is weird. But for a baby, they look at that and they don't understand what's going on. You were there a second ago, and then you appear again, and they're laughing because their world is changing in front of them. They don't know what's going on. So I want to make you change your view of accessibility by laughing. All right, so here's some accessibility fails from around the world. Look at that accessibility ramp. Looks a little bit dangerous. And then this one here. So if you had a wheelchair going up in there and you had to open the door, you can't quite get in, right? And this one here, this is the accessibility entrance for wheelchairs with 2 steps. And you can see a guy in there as well, taking a photo of it, going, how am I going to get in? I love that one there. It's wheelchairs, watch out. I'm going to be sliding down this hill like crazy. Into crocodiles even. That's a crocodile. I don't know where this is. Or this little accessibility footpath here. where the wheelchair has to hop and jump around on the footpath. That's great. And the last one down here where the sign, it says actually keep clear wheelchair access. So the wheelchair will have to go up the ramp, get off the wheelchair, move the sign, and then continue up the ramp. Gotta love that. Now, Russians, gotta love Russians. This is a really cool video of a guy demonstrating how effective or ineffective the accessibility access is for people in Russia. So here he starts off the video, he's trying to use this lift, which is an accessible only lift. It's for people in wheelchairs, but someone else is trying to use it as well. So let's play this and see his experience on how accessible buildings and structures are in Russia.
Если пандус поставлен неправильно, с уклоном неправильно, его переделают.
То есть сначала мы потратим деньги, а потом будем думать.
Это...
Oh no, I lost it.
Если пандус поставлен неправильно, с уклоном неправильно, его переделают.
То есть сначала мы потратим деньги, а потом будем думать.
Это...
I think that's enough. You get the idea. Yeah, that's actually how it is. And if you look in other places of the world, they probably have very similar experiences as well. So it's, yeah, it's a mindset that we have to change. And hopefully a little laughing changes your mindset. So it's not that hard to do. So like I was saying before, we should look at accessibility as a part of the process of the design, the build, the structure of how we do websites, not as an afterthought. Those buildings, they were all built before and then they went, oh, okay, we'll just put in a ramp. If it doesn't work, then maybe we'll fix it. So that was an afterthought. They should have thought about the entire process so they're not wasting money. All right, so everything we design can be built and done accessibly. And it's just a matter of understanding. I'll just flow through this a little bit for it. Okay, so we're going to get you to contribute to the Joomla project and doing it by, did you sign up to GitHub yet? Now I have to send you these links. Has everyone signed up to GitHub? Open up the laptops, let's get working. Sign up to GitHub and then go to this website. Yes, you're going to start working now. If you're not near, if you don't have a laptop, sit next to someone with a laptop and team up. Now this is when I get to go around and make sure you're doing work. So github.com/Joomla/Joomla-websites. Yep, have you signed up? Okay, cool. Yes, team up, team up. There's some guys over there. You're signed up, you ready to go? Okay, good. But whatever you're learning, you can take this away and actually contribute to the Joomla project in general. You're good? Where you go? Yep, cool. You signed in? Up. Yep, cool. Good. You're good? Ready to go? Okay, excellent. Okay, seems like everyone's on. Everyone's signed up to GitHub and is on that website. Keep it open. You'll need that. There's a, Any more PowerPoints? I'm not sure. One at the back? Okay, so the website that we're going to test is the new Joomla Showcase website. This is a website that everyone's been waiting for. It's been in 1.5 for a very long time. And you guys are the second group to ever see it. So yeah, this is going to be cool. The website to go to is, here we go, that should work. Joomla-showcase.octopus-dev.com. Hopefully you can see that. The server's a little bit slow, but load it up and then we can start testing this stuff. And I'll show you how to actually test for all this. When you got it loaded, just wave your hand up in the air a little bit so I know where we're at. Octopus. I try to make it as big as possible. That's all it would fit. You got? Good. That side, good. Over there, good. Cool. You guys okay back there? Oh no, okay. We need the ones here. It's for the projector. Any PowerPoints on this side? No more? Oh, there's one in the corner here. Yeah, there's one last one in the corner. Yeah. In the far corner there. You might be lucky. Yeah, careful. I hope you guys in the second. So what are we actually going to test on this new website? So we're going to go through some of these checkpoints. I'm going to get you guys to test the really easy stuff, the very straightforward, partly design, partly content, etc. So this is what we're going to go through exactly. We're going to look at the images. We're going to look at alt text on the images, making sure alt text is being used. We're going to look at color contrast. So if you're a designer, we're going to see if the colors are done correctly or not. Okay. Keyboard navigation, testing the site to see if we can use it with just a keyboard. We're going to take your trackpads away and your mouses away and see if you can actually use the website. Look at some of the forms. Make sure the forms have labels on them. Make sure error handling is correct. And then semantics, so making sure that the code is correct. So little things like if there's H1 tags throughout the entire site, that's incorrect semantics. So we're going to make sure that's all done correctly as well. So, yeah, okay. Ignore that one for now. So how are we going to test this? I'm going to get you guys to actually experience what it's like to use a screen reader. And if you're on Windows machines, which I think everyone is, we're going to use a screen reader called NVDA. So if you go to the website, nvaccess.org, and download the tool there. It's free. There's other ones that cost thousands of dollars. But this one here, NV Access, it's done and created by two visually impaired developers. So these guys are actually blind themselves. They're blind coders. And they built this tool to help them and help the community actually use the internet. So we're getting some links here. We're getting some resources and some tools. nvaccess.org. download that, install it, it's safe. I'll help you guys set it up, and then we'll start hearing screen readers go like crazy. And then I might get you to turn it off. What's wrong? Internet working?
PowerPoint is not working.
Oh, right. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Okay, okay. So you do what you can. Hotel internet. It's a bit of a process. Some people are now experiencing what the internet is like for visually impaired people. This is just their lives. You got it working? Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's the experience that people have when going through website. You might want to turn it off for a bit. We'll use that a little bit more in a moment. But everyone's got that downloaded and has a new tool to play around with. If you guys want to join with some people that have computers, then you can actually see how it's done as well. So come to the front and sit with some other people here. Bring your chairs over. Okay, so that's our first tool. This is our second tool. This is a code sniffer. This is done by a company that I used to work for and do some work with. But this is a great tool to give you a really big overview of what the code is on the page. So it does a quick check throughout the entire output of the page to see if H1 tags are correct, alt images are missing, and it's a really easy way to do it. So just go to that link if you can get to it, squizlabs.github.io/html_. Oh. I'll just click on it. And then maybe if I go like this. Can you see that?
No, we can see. I got it.
How do I do this? Here we go. Yeah, search for this. Search for this title. Yeah. Oh, wrong one. I don't know how to make it bigger. There we go. We should be able to see that. See, that's an accessibility issue. I should have made it bigger in the first place. Or I should have done short links, something, I don't know. Okay. So this is probably a tool that we'll be using quite a lot throughout the site. We're going through all the pages and checking their code. We can check it via view source, which is fine, but this will just help point out and highlight some errors on a page. So once you get this, what you do, once you get there, whoops, go down, down, down. You drag this bar here into your bookmarks bar. How do I get my bookmark up? Bookmark. All right, I go like this, I think. So I've already got it in here. So you drag it up to your bookmarks bar. How do I make it always appear? I can't remember now. Always show bookmarks. There it is. So I click, drag, and you just drag it into your bookmark bar. So now when we're testing pages, it's there ready for you. So everyone's got that? Everyone's cool? So I'll just go back to the Seblod site now, and I'll show you how it works. I need the link. There it is. Wow, the internet is not that fast today. All right, so if you're testing a page and you want to use the code sniffer tool, I've got it in my browser bar at the top. All you need to do is click on it now. Click on it harder. It'll run all the JavaScript and then point out all the potential errors. So this is what it's finding in the output of the site at the moment. 91 errors, 145 warnings, 221 notices.
Why do I have 220 notices?
It's things that you might need to look at. Other
Yeah,
things.
But you have 221, I have 220.
Are you on the same page?
Yes.
Okay. Could be the script. I don't know. But if we actually have a look at the report now, it'll give you... Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The JavaScript might work differently. But if we look at the report now, it will give you guidance as to what potentially might be wrong. So instead of us going through every last bit of code and testing everything, this will give us a really big, quick overview. So it will save us a lot of time. It's a really good starting point. And then we can go back and look at the code in more detail and see if it's correct or not, or what we actually need to change. So here it's saying that anchor elements aren't found on the links with ID attributes. Elements text on a background image. So the text is on top of a background image. Is it supposed to be there? A warning. All this stuff.
What's the difference as far as being compatible with the actual standard itself?
See, a lot of this stuff is just guidance, because it may say alt images are missing, for example. But if the image is just a decorative image, it's not supposed to have an alt text assigned to it. So it will still come up as an error because it will see an image and it doesn't have an alt text. So it will think it should have one. But as a human interpreter, you know that it's not supposed to. So you create that correct experience and just use this as a tool, as a guide to go, oh, maybe something's wrong. So that way you don't miss it.
But if your site is your site going to be compatible if you have warnings?
Yeah. Yep, it can be. You might have 91 errors and 146 warnings, but actually meets all the criteria. Yeah. You'd find also the criteria may be a little bit subjective in how you interpret things. So one person might interpret things one way, one person might interpret another way, and they do things in different ways, but it still meets the criteria. The end goal, the user can still use the website. Yeah. Right, so, okay, we've got the tools. We've got another tool here coming up. Lots of tools for you guys. Lots of toys to play with. I should get rid of these animations. When I was making it, I thought it was cool. Come on, here we go. So we've got the code sniffer. Now we need a color contrasting tool. So this is for the designers and maybe developers when they're checking the site. It's the text on the foreground, so the actual body of the text, and the background color. Is the contrast deep enough? This is to meet 1.1 success criterion. So if the contrast isn't deep enough, for example, over here, we couldn't even see the text on the screen before because it was not enough contrast. So there'll be many situations where maybe you're sitting on the bus, on a train, in a car, and you're trying to read a website on your phone, but the sun's shining on it, and there's not enough contrast. But if there was, you probably could still read the text. So it's little things like this. So I'm using, where'd it go? One of my slides was missing, sorry. I use this online tool here. I have to copy this over. Come on, internet. So load this one up as well. This is another really cool tool. So you can search for WebAIM contrast checker. If you search for that, the tool will come up. And this is probably the easiest testing tool, especially for designers when they're designing the site. So remember how I was saying accessibility shouldn't be an afterthought? So designers and content writers should be thinking about it when they're putting the site together at the very beginning. So if you're a template designer, template developers, you should think about this stuff at the very beginning, like we were saying a little bit earlier. But, yeah. Yeah.
Users can use the pattern shape.
For example, logos are usually not included as a part of the accessible thing. So you don't need to change the color of your logo.
Not about the logo, but in the logo we use the color elements for the other headings.
Yeah.
The color is not contrast because the company we need to use the branding.
Yep.
So at that time, what
you adjust the colors to meet the requirements. But for example, you can actually make the text bigger. So for like WCAG 2, if you make the text large text, the color contrast doesn't have to be as deep. So it's normally 4 to 1, 4.5 to 1 on a small text. But for a header, if it's like a turquoise blue, a really light blue on a white background, you can make the text bigger and then it will pass. And this checker here will help you determine that. And if when you're designing the site, if you're doing atomic design layouts like with Brad Frost, then you can do that complete style guide for your websites that meet all the criteria, and then you use that to develop everything else. Yeah, so this is the same thing. If you're doing something like that and you're doing a palette or patterns for your sites, then you can do that at the very beginning and test all of that to make sure it's accessible. Then you'll use all those elements to design your site. Okay, so that's our color testing tool. We have all our little toys now. There's one more toy. So if we, like the next bit, we'll be doing this stuff, so I want to make sure you have everything, and I'll go through how to use it all. So the last bit here, oh, I didn't save it.
the one we are check the Joomla directory. Is a Joomla?
Yeah. Sorry, I just forgotten the name. So this website here has a lot of design patterns. It's called aliproject.com/patterns. I'll copy that over again to the text thing here. It's Ali, A11Y, short for accessibility. So accessibilityproject.com/patterns. And I'll show you a little demo of these patterns as well. They're pretty
So
cool.
how did you find this? Accessibility design patterns
Yes.
in Google.
Yes. Oh no, just go straight to the website. Project A11Y. Project. Yep. And then patterns. And you're probably on the site, you're going to start playing around with some of this stuff. If you're an extension developer, if you're a site builder, all this stuff is here and it's all done to accessible standards, so you can actually start using this stuff and replicating it into what you're building, what you're designing. Where's the video element here? So I'm just going to click on this video element. A lot of the code is stored on CodePen. I love CodePen. So if you're a coder, it shows the HTML that you're supposed to output, the CSS for it, there's a rough guide, the JavaScript. I'll just move this up so you can actually see the video as well. So here the text on top of the video, it's accessible, a screen reader can read it, or someone can actually pause the video in the background so you have control over the video as well. So lots of little things like that which make this background video actually accessible. So if someone wants to mock that up as a module and sell it on the Joomla extension directory, great, fantastic, go for it. That's immediately something that's accessible that someone can install on their Joomla website, and from the get-go, it's ready and it's accessible for whatever they're using. So for example, if you're using another template club framework and they don't have an accessible video background, use that code and away you go. It's that easy, quick and easy. Let's just go back, show you some other ones. What have we got here? Simple accordions. So again, you get the JavaScript, you get the HTML to it all. You wait for it for ages to load. There we go. That should be tabbable. Spacebar. Go. So I'm using the keyboard to go up and down on this accordion. I press spacebar, it closes it. Spacebar closes it again. And now I've tabbed out. But yeah, so they've gone through and done the code and the JavaScript for you, so you don't need to think about it. It's really cool.
Is it available in the Bootstrap?
1 second. So if you're using Bootstrap, like most of the Joomla community is, another code library that you can use is the PayPal one. The guys from PayPal have done a lot of work. So it's PayPal Accessibility Project. No, Bootstrap. Yes? 1 second, I'll copy the link for you. It's another GitHub repo. It's licensed MIT, so you can use this on any Joomla website, any Joomla extension. It'll be just fine. So we use the T3 framework to build a lot of our websites, and it's really quick and easy just to integrate this plugin into Bootstrap and immediately have a lot of accessible code ready to go straight from the get-go after we install this plugin. Is everyone there? I'll give everyone a quick demo. Just raise your hand when we're good. Yep, are they good? You good? Okay, we got that. So they've got a little demo URL up here so you can actually see how some of this works. And there's a lot of things that we can improve in the Joomla project in general just by using a couple of these code libraries. So if I just go down here and I'll demo the menu one here. I love the menu one because it's keyboard accessible from the get-go. If I hit that download drop down, I can use my down and up key to navigate through the elements. I can tab through them. I can tab backwards. You can actually see what I'm looking at because the focus state is correct. You can clearly see what I'm actioning at the point. Spacebar to go through the next point, go back up, down. Very quick and easy. And all we need to do is just install this plugin and integrate into our templates. There's a lot of other things here. We've got the tabs they've made accessible. We've got the carousel as well. And they've just done little changes to the code and different aspects of Bootstrap 3 to make it accessible.
Can you show how to install it? It just comes as a
Plugin?
It's JavaScript.
Yeah, it's JavaScript and it's a CSS as well. So for a Joomla site, it's probably not straightforward. If you're used to using code libraries and adding it into your templates, then you're probably a little bit more familiar with it. You probably need to be a coder to be able to integrate it in. Yeah. Maybe. Have a quick Google. Yeah. I personally only use Bootstrap for a majority of this stuff, so yeah, we only look for the Bootstrap tools. The other stuff in CodePen, if you look at CodePen for other accessible projects, there's thousands of them. Yeah. Okay, so we have all our tools. We have all of the things that we need to play with. Now, what I'm going to get you to do now is go back to the Seblod site, wherever it went. I can't see it anymore. There it is. And let's start with a really easy one and start testing the colors on the Seblod site. I'll just get rid of this. So I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty quick and easy. We'll have a look at the title of the text here. Or no, I'll look at the, what do you call that? The official description, the description text. So I'm just going to right-click this, get the hex code for the front font color. And then I'm going to run it through the accessibility checker and see if it actually works or not. The color contrast checker. So where's the hex code for this? There it is. That's a foreground color. Great. Yep, foreground color. I'll take it to my color contrast checker. I'll paste it in here. One too many hashes. That looks like the gray. And the background color, is it white? Yeah, it's just white. Okay. So according to this, it doesn't pass. So there's a problem there. We actually have to make that color darker. So what color do we make it? I'm not sure. I'm just going to click on darken here a little bit. Nope, still doesn't pass. There we go. Okay. So now we're getting the pass indicator there on the WCAG AA. So the designers of the site, the coders of the site, they didn't think about the color contrast. It needs to be just that little bit darker to actually pass that criterion. So that's a really quick and easy one to do. All you need to do is find out what the hex codes are. So if you've got a PSD, we can test it from that. If you've got the site already built, we can test it from that as well. We'll just run it through the checker. Now, what I'm going to get you guys to do is go through the entire site, go through the bits and pieces, find what colors, what parts of the site aren't working correctly, and actually go to this site here, Joomla/Joomla-websites, and report it.
That's the question. I can find this website, this octopus.
Oh, yeah. Where you report it, we're reporting everything under Showcase.
But that website is that the actually that appear online.
Yes, that's right. That's right. We're going through, and because I know all you guys are testing the live site,
okay.
Yeah, I'll mark them as the live site.
Okay.
Cool. So this part of the Joomla project was set up by Tom Hutchinson and myself for a way for us, for the community in general, to report issues with any of the Joomla.org websites. So any of these sites here, these are all the sites that Joomla.org and the Joomla own. So you can report an issue. So if you find something wrong with it, you can click on it and tell someone. Because we don't know. We don't look at the page, the sites every single day. But if you are and you find something wrong, a spelling mistake, accessible issues, you can go in and report it. Okay? So you just go to one of these links. Like I said, you need a GitHub account and go ahead and report it. So I'm going to get you guys to start testing the colors on the site. Let's start with that. It's the easiest one. Go through the site, have a look at pick out some colors across different parts. Maybe I've already tested that one there. I haven't reported yet. Now the way you do it is you copy the link of the URL. Where did GitHub go? Click on the showcase site, which is here, that's report on JShowcase. Wait ages. Now I might write something here as new site, color contrast incorrect on the side. Now color incorrect on the side doesn't make much sense, so we need to do a link, maybe even a screenshot. So I'll take a screenshot of this. Where'd it go? This one. There we go. I can't see it. There it is. Now to really give the developers an idea of what you're trying to talk about, I'm actually going to highlight the bit that I'm talking about, this one here. Like so. Save. Go back to GitHub. Attach by dragging and dropping, all right. I'll write a little bit more about the actual issue itself, and maybe I'll actually give them the hex code from the test. So I'll copy that one there, and I'll go back to the issue, which is back here. Color should be at least this. There we go. And then I'll hit submit. There we go. So that's the issue reported. Some guidance in how they can actually change and fix it, and a link to it, a screenshot, so everything that they need now for the developers there to go off and actually make the changes and make the website a little bit more accessible. Okay? Let's go test. I'll walk around and I'll get you guys to test little bits and pieces. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well I'll help you through it. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so we've got the, yep, we've got the there. Where's the site gone? Oh, no, we don't have it. Okay, so we go here. Show case. Oh, you haven't been there yet?
No.
The first website we lost, the showcase.
Ah. I can't remember what it is. It's on my phone. I can't see from here either. Let me just get it. Yeah, they're all online. Hang on 1 second. I'll be with you in 1 second. Thanks. I can't see that far either. bit.ly /jbeat dash alley testing. Yep, that's it. And if you go through the, it has all the links there. This is the slightly older one, but at least all the links are there for you. So I can go through here. I think it's just down here. There it is. Whoops.
Okay, this is your...
There you go. So now you're on the website. Come on. Yeah, all right, there we go. So let's test maybe this one, for example. So I'll highlight that text, go inspect element, and I'll look for the color. Okay, so that's the color there. So that looks 333. This should be fine, I think. I'll go here, I paste. So I'll just make it 333. Yep. And straight away, oh, hang on, the background color is different. It's not gray. Whoops. Where is it? Here? Oh no, it's white. Yeah, it's fine. So that one passes. So we don't need to check that one. Yeah, we don't need to do that one. So we keep going through each element, test the colors, make sure it's okay, and yeah, if there's not, then you report it. Okay? Yeah. Cool. You're welcome. So how are you guys going? What are you playing with?
Stuck with the net. It's not. We have the net really slow.
Yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, we were trying to do the same thing that you asked us to work on, and just kind of
go through the pages, find something that's broken.
and try to send you a small report saying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. With Airtel.
Can I connect, right? It says it's connected, but there's an R there roaming.
How annoying.
I have a small clarification. I'm from a sports company, basically. I work for a sports company.
Yep.
It's just interesting, so I came to see this workshop. The question I have is, this is something which is more towards the web. You know, when you design a web and people want to see it.
Yeah.
In my situation, if I want to put something on the web, a collateral, or a document, it could be image or video.
Yep.
And all my employees can see it.
Yep.
I could work on the same thing what you're showing us right now.
What do you mean?
So whatever you showed us right now,
Yeah.
I want to know how helpful it would be for me if I have to document something, put it inside, and people in the company can see it.
Yeah.
Through Joomla.
Yeah.
So if I want to show them a video of a class,
Yeah.
say I took a class in Bangalore,
Yep.
and I want to tell my friends, this is how you take a good class. I could actually put that into this video we're talking about, and then it can be shown to everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm connecting it there. And see
right, okay.
No, I don't want to put my brain to 10 things, but what can I take right now? Because then I would want to input data, information, and a video of a class. And then everybody in the company can see that video, and then they realize
of course.
What's the importance of that video.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could follow the same process.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And you can create the video, you put them on the website, you can do whatever you want behind that.
The video which you showed us, where it had the information in the front and the quality of the video which is running. So I can have a video there, and there's a write-up in front of it. It says, this is how you take a class. There was one of the videos you showed us right now.
Which one?
An example of how a video of a back of a video would look.
Oh, yes.
So I could have a class, on-ground class of, let's say, a soccer match happening.
Yep.
And then a small write-up in the front coming.
Yes.
And then people can actually follow that.
Yes. And then maybe you could animate the text, and it will change as the video is going, and it will teach them through that class.
Correct.
Yes. Yep. Yep, that's it.
So we could try that actually in this process also.
Yeah, you could. Yep.
We could try that, no?
Yep.
Thanks. Just wanted to
Cool.
clarify
Yes. I was wondering which videos. Now I understand. Yes. The background video. Yes. Yeah, you can. And then you put the controls on the video. It's all accessible. Yeah.
Okay. So the whole idea is to make people everywhere else what they want to use.
Yeah, exactly. So and be able to use it and be able to access it.
Who knows? Out of 500 people, somebody might realize, okay, I'm going the wrong path. I should not be doing that with my children.
Yep.
With this video, I realized that I should be doing a class in this manner.
Yep.
To make my kids happy.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to tell them. Then giving them a 20 Facebook and saying, follow this.
They're not going to read it.
Might show a difference in this.
Yeah. Well, with the video as well, maybe the caption text that you have on the screen, caption might be better in that case.
Yeah. Caption. Because every time it plays, there's a connect which pops in and says the outcome of this.
Yes, and this is what's happening. This is what you're doing. Yep, that's a good way of doing it.
That could be one idea.
Assistive text to go along with the video. So people like in the very first video that I played, people learn in different ways. Maybe they see it better and they learn quicker, or they hear it and they learn quicker, or they read it and that's the way they learn.
I meant to say that. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
There are 3 different stations, and then you give them an option of those who can comprehend can look at it, and those who
No? Yep. Okay. So
ideal situation is everything has to be passed.
in a perfect world, if everything passed, that's great. But most government agencies around the world only need AA to pass. Yeah, and that's okay. That should be enough. Yeah, like Australian government, say AA, and that's it. Because it's very hard to get the AAA standards. Cost a lot more money as well. Yeah, so AA. Carlo? Yeah?
I have found some bugs, but it's not like coding. It's not a problem. If I found any kind of error,
Yeah.
should I report?
Yeah, you can report it. Yeah.
Okay, I sent 3.
You sent 3 already? Perfect. Perfect. 2 things.
The arrow and the carousel arrow is not not, we have it naturally slow.
Yeah, yeah.
But otherwise we plan to do the same thing.
I think the speaker's crackling a little bit. Don't go back up, up. Issues? So one of them might be yours? Yeah, that one. Yep, okay, cool. Yep, perfect. That's it. Yeah, it is very cold in here.
Can we use multiple H1 tags on the page?
No.
No.
You only use one H1 tag on the page.
This one is H1. This one is H1.
Whoa, where? So that's a H1?
And this one also H1.
Good pickup. Report that. It shouldn't have multiple H1 tags. Because the screen reader, when it goes through, it will go, that's the heading, this is what the page is about. And then everything else should be a H2, a H3, H4 underneath. Yep, good pickup. Good one. Report that, please. How are we going here?
Well, what about borders? Must they have the same? Just a question. I don't know.
I actually don't know off the top of my head. No, I don't know about borders. Maybe we do. I don't know. I may report that as a possible suggestion, and someone will need to look at it, and it'll probably be me. I'll look into that one. Please report it, and I'll have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, it may be a thing because I can't see where the input boxes are if the contrast isn't high enough. Yeah. Yeah. Carlos?
It's considered a bug or maybe a no accessible website when for any reason I fail from and erase all the data.
Yeah.
So it should maintain my first name and every that.
If you fail in a submission,
I'm trying
yes.
to fail.
Yes.
So I got to fail and now it has been erased all my data.
Yep.
From.
Yep. That's an annoying thing, and
Yes,
it yeah. So testing should be done Ajax style maybe, so it makes it easier for the user. So they're creating user frustration here. So this is partly user experience and accessibility too.
User experience, so I
Yeah.
have to report this also.
Yeah. So imagine a blind user or someone that can't use a keyboard.
And
They just filled in the entire
Yes.
form and they have to do it. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. So I'll report that too.
It's good to he propose to use social login. It's a good idea for you to use this or social login
Social login?
for register.
Oh, yeah, maybe to register on their site. Yeah, I probably would. I don't know to suggest this one yet because there's a big global project to look for a single sign-on. So you have one website, and yeah. So you know, they're thinking about that. So, mate.
Okay. For the first, I will report this.
Yeah. The
experience.
yes.
It's not about really what is annoying.
Yes, annoying. Yes. Go for it. Thank you. You just came in. You missed missed everything. Ah, no. Okay, so we're at the point now where I've gone through. Yes. Yes.
Are you planning to share the slides anywhere?
Yes, the slides will be shared. They're already online.
Is it possible to follow them without any other additional explanation?
Maybe. The video is being recorded as well,
Oh, okay,
so that will help. The
video?
yeah. They'll be uploaded after maybe a week or two afterwards. It'll be uploaded. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to watch that.
Yeah. Or jump around to every group here and ask them what they've learnt and how they do it.
Oh God, I need to be everything explained from the beginning.
How to download too many tools?
Yeah. I gave everyone a whole bunch of tools to test things, so yeah, it's a little bit of work. Yep.
Lost into. No, I'm a Joomla web developer. I've created a new website
Yes.
at the moment.
Yes.
So I was thinking how, for example,
So we're testing your website here,
for
okay?
example, the colors, the titles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we can test the color contrast against the title here. Like that's one. Oh, why can't I right click?
Yeah, it doesn't allow. Oh, yeah, I have installed the extension that does not allow. So you cannot do it.
No,
I have to disable the
Yeah,
extension.
you need to disable that.
Oh.
And I should be like, if I want to take your image, I can take it anyway. So that right click thing doesn't really stop people taking it.
Right, I understand.
Yeah,
but my client wants me to do. So yeah, okay.
Okay. So there's a couple of things like straight off with this website that I'll
So
test.
this website is at the moment, unless I disable the
Yep.
extension, I can.
Okay. So I'm trying to navigate the website with the keyboard at the moment. I can't tell where I am.
No, but where are you?
I don't know. I can't see. So you click home.
Okay, now
Okay.
you want
Now
to
press tab. Where am I?
you
where
can
am I?
With tab, you should be able to go to the next.
I should be able to see where see, if I look down here, it says I'm on something full screen. I can't tell. I don't know where it is now.
It's the name of the
Yeah, but if you look back on this site here, if we tab through it, see there's a focus state, and it's a little bit of CSS that you can add in to show where the person is tabbing through the site. So I'm here at the moment, and I can.
Okay, no,
see?
I don't do the template. I got it from a French designer.
Yeah.
Joomla Spirit.
So it's one line of code that they just need to add in into the
I'm
template.
surprised that his
Yeah.
work doesn't have.
It's
so this, nothing works.
It's the highlighting of where they are when you're navigating through a page is called focus state. So it's a CSS, a little bit of CSS, a dot focus, and then you put a border around it. That's all you need. And
Okay.
yeah, so it's a very quick and easy one. All your images here, they might be good to have a description of some sort as well.
Yeah.
So I can't check, but like
you mean
this.
when you go over the image, you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, a description. Yes.
Okay.
Because now, like when Google comes to this site, it doesn't know what these pictures are. But if you put a description there, Google will actually see that. And a blind user or someone that's having problems seeing the site, they might want to buy this vase or whatever. But if they have a good description, they'll know what it is.
Yeah, but also this extension, for example, you see this is like that. First of all, this person doesn't give a description to many, but I can give some description.
Yeah.
Like this is a
Hut in jungle, something.
Yeah, but the description has to be
So-
part of the extension.
Yes,
which
that's
is
right.
doing
Yep.
this, yes, so
Yep.
that extension doesn't have the description. Or maybe it has, I have not,
Maybe.
okay, I have not paid attention.
Have a look.
Interesting,
Yes.
yes.
So it's just those little things. And this site here, it's very image focused. So it
Yes,
doesn't have
it
text
is.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It has
how's
some
Google going to
text.
find? Yeah, it's got some text there. Yeah, you're
it
right.
has. Some pages are text, some pages just
Yep.
slideshow.
So I'll be testing the color contrast there, the focus state, keyboard navigation. This slideshow here, can I stop it and go back? I really like that second picture back there. Can you go back?
This is like that. You know, you
Oh,
remove
it's hidden.
this. Yes, it's hidden.
Yeah, so now you're making me, I have to think.
Okay, what
I have to try and think.
about is that I put a tooltip. Okay, this person may take it back. I put a tooltip on this title
Yeah.
so that it explains that you can remove this and you know.
Okay.
Some of the pages have it. This
Yeah.
is not launched yet. This
Okay.
website.
So this here, maybe the tooltip on that one. So hover, should have a close, so close that. And then slideshows, you should be able to control this. I should be
Yeah,
able
you
to go
can-
back.
yeah.
Usually some slideshows have a dot, the little icons or little thumbnails, so I can go back to one. Maybe it's too fast. How'd you go back?
Here.
Oh, that's hidden on the
My
nav.
client doesn't want to see, because there are also thumbnails I can put here.
Yeah.
Doesn't want anything.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So he wants to be very clean.
Okay.
Yeah? And here you can stop. And even you can come back.
See,
on
I
just one.
didn't realize that was to make this. It looked like a full screen for the website or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's little things that
lot
if you make me think, then it's probably not the best. But if the less thinking I need to do to navigate the website, the better.
Of course, this is, somebody else is basically designed all this, with this extension, etc.
So we need to change that somehow. Like maybe not you, but talk to the extension developer, get them to change things.
Like this needs to have a tooltip.
Yeah, a tooltip would be good. Yeah.
So I was going to put, because it's a part of the
Yeah.
thing, I could put a tooltip on this title
Yeah.
that would say the same thing.
And it's interesting because if I navigate through that, can I get to the close button? Oh, what happened?
No, you went down the page.
I don't know. So
It's
there's
complex,
little things you can change, like little bits in code here and there that would help and just make that a little bit better. Yeah. Little steps at a time. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Okay. That's not the site.
But we're inspired to see you there on that.
So we're
NBS system is running, but I cannot face that.
So we've downloaded this, installed it,
I installed it and running.
It's
Yeah.
saying running,
Yeah.
but it's not playing
okay.
for us to move next step. So do I uninstall and install again?
Turn it on and off. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. So exit. Is the volume on? I can't tell. That one.
Okay.
There we go.
Cancel. X support you exit and closes the window. NB access was so on the free NVDA screen reader. Twitter link at NB access. LinkedIn link. YouTube link and access.
So it's reading through everything. I'm tabbing through the site, so it's reading. So if you were blind and all you know was the tab key, then I can go through it.
And I just listen to that.
Link. System requirements link. Download button. NVDA link. Download visited link.
Now when a
Clickable NB access.
Stop.
Our mission developers on free screen reader NVDA link.
Okay. When a blind user uses that, you know, when we read something, we look at a page and we just go, yep, really interesting. So we can cover something really quickly. When a person listens to a screen reader, they do the same thing. They speed read. So the speed that we're listening to it now is normal for us, but when they use it, they turn it up 3 times faster. And all you can hear is this. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's almost another language. You can't even tell what it is. Stop. Yeah. So they can speed listen, not just speed read, they speed listen, and they consume content really fast.
Okay, so this is just for us to understand this
Yes.
the device.
Yes.
For people that
Yes.
So if somebody is there who's doing this, we can advise them if they're not who are not part of the training also.
Yeah, exactly.
It's extra information for us to know that there's another way also of reading it.
Yep.
There are different ways of reading the content, and especially ones who can't see and have sight issues.
Yep.
Maybe reading it faster because of the volume they hear.
Yeah. Yeah, if a blind, if you don't have sight, your hearing usually gets really sharp. Yeah. So you hear better because it's the only thing that you can use to recognize what's around the world. So yeah. Cool. The what was I going to say? I can't remember now. Oh yeah. Usually we use the screen reader when we're testing our own thing. So we might build a little module or component, and we just go through it and make sure that all the descriptions are there and everything is being read out correctly. So the ordering is working right. So we just use the screen reader to test it like that. So
that's why you get these different feeds, 87 mistakes or whatever.
Yeah.
Different feeds with 220 feeds and 81.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So it's usually recommendations though.
If I'm not wrong, is it the designer? If I look at the language of and I say the designer, the developer is the person who is authorized to rework on the mistakes.
It will vary. It's different. When you look at a website, I was talking about this before. Whoops! Stop it. When we're looking at the website and we're trying to design something, like I'll just scroll up. How do I scroll up? Can't scroll up. Oh, okay. So when this site's being designed by the designer, maybe at that point you need to talk to the developer and also the person that's going to write the content as well. So it's a team effort together to make sure that the site that is going to be done is accessible. So we're looking at how this is going to be designed. So you talk to the content writer, and the content writer says, I'm going to put I need this big title here. I need to say what this page is. And then the designer will go, okay, we'll make this big, bold black. But then the developer might go, oh, that's not going to work. So it's a team effort to make sure it's accessible. Yes, it's a team effort.
My content, there's no point what the designers want to do. The designer, because the designer, my content has life.
Yeah.
It's very interconnected. The three of us work, the 4 team or 10 of us work together, so everything is set.
Perfect.
Before it goes to the public or it goes to another team.
Yeah, so it's never really one person that has all of the, it's not the only point of accessibility. It's all the people have a part to play to make everything accessible. Yeah. So it's all different stages of different parts. So you always have to collaborate together to make sure things are done right.
Once it's done and checked and collaborated, and then you say green signal go.
Yep.
That's when you would want to kind of show it in the page so people can really log in and start checking.
Yeah.
Getting the information and taking it and using it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whichever company and whichever sector it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be a policy sent to somebody for him to just read it to know what's happening. You can send 10 documents from here to some other place and post it, but you might want to put it there and say, PDF cannot be copied, just read it.
Yeah. Even PDFs you can make accessible. Yeah, that's another topic, another one. Yeah, it's just as hard as building websites. It's a whole new thing. Yeah, welcome. Coffee break.
The standard PCAG 2.0 is international recognized and approved or something.
Yeah.
Can I go and tell my clients, okay, my website will they know? How much people know about this standard?
It depends where in the world. Like Australia, Canada, Israel. It's by law you need to meet that standard. In the US as well, they should know about it. So all government agencies in Australia, they have to meet that requirement. So if you meet someone from Australia and they're a government client and you said all your templates are WCAG accessible, they'll understand it. If you talk to a bank in Australia, they'll go, yep, okay, good, we know it.
So it's more like Europe and
Any country that you can sue someone. Yeah. Because the governments are always afraid of being sued by the public, so there's always that fear that drives this. They don't want to be sued, because as soon as they're sued, then more cases can open.
For us, it's more like more on the colors and something, not much of the hearing relation of the colors.
Yep, the visual.
Yeah. Something, and I just want to apply this and tell the clients that we CAG compatible.
Yes, yes. The WCAG standards, so you've at least looked over them and you know the standards and you're building to it. It's all at... Where's the mouse?
Actually, do we have a list of kind of famous website that's really WCAG compatible?
Yeah, yeah. A list of them. Anything in Australian government is WCAG, so australia.org.au.gov, sorry. Any, what do you call it, government website in Canada as well. Not all, but a lot of them. A lot of these are all Drupal websites though. Yeah, unfortunate.
Australia, Canada, government websites.
Yep, yep.
Great.
For sure. A lot of the new bank websites as well in Australia, they meet the requirements. Not like maybe the main one, but they start to make smaller websites, like maybe the one for to get a bank loan, they made accessible. So that's they do a little bit at a time. Yeah.
That's great. It's very important for our business to refer to big websites.
Yeah, yeah. All of UK government, they've got the UK government have a really yeah.
Sorry if you don't have tea. You don't have tea?
Huh?
You want to have tea?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, please, thank you.
Okay, Canada, UK, Australia.
Yeah.
Great.
The UK are probably setting the standards. They're way ahead of Australia as well. Yeah, they've written a complete guide to how to build websites properly. So I can't remember where it is, but I'll find it and I'll put it into my slide notes as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and the place that you say that there are thousands of pages of detail for the WCAG.
Yep.
Tell my client that okay, we adapt everything.
Yes. It's all here. So this is where it starts. Yeah. So that's the old one, and then here this is the perceivable. This is where I broke up my presentation into the 4 parts, and then you can go into here, and it just keeps going.
Okay.
And going, and going. So each little part here, then you can it broken up on like let's go back up one. Okay, keyboard. Whoops, where is it? Keyboard. So keyboard functionality. It tells you how to meet it. Right. So each bit, more and more detail. Yeah, I know. I know.
Our client would like it.
It's a lot to read. It's a lot to read, and there's a lot to it. But it gives you advice on how to do it. If you can't sleep, read it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. But this other page here, where'd it go? I lost it. This one. So this is like the long, detailed one, but this is the quick checklist. So let's see, we want HTML, CSS. I don't want any of this. I don't want Flash. I don't want PDF. I don't want this, and I only want. Whoops, I lost it. But you saw the tick list. You can choose which ones you want, so you can you just read the little bit. Yeah. So you don't have to read pages and pages of things. Yeah. Okay. All right. What time is it?
11:25.
When do we finish? 12:45.
12:30.
12:30. Wow. It goes on forever. How are we going over here?
Reporting the same.
Yeah, you might
we
be.
don't,
You
but
might be.
We'll find it. It's also about the contrast. This blue against
The grey, yeah, it doesn't quite work. Yep. Cool. Yep, I think there's some conflicting ones. This is good. That's all right. It's been checked thoroughly. That's it. Back over here. How are we going over here now?
We're not following it.
No. Ah.
No, basically, I get my templates from template design. So I don't do not that I do. I've done PHP development also in the past, but for this Joomla, what I do, I get the templates from some reputable template designers. So if there's something, I can of course change the color and things like that. Yes, that would be the best.
The quick, easy things.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
But I have to ask them if they can add something, like this thing about the tab. I think none of the websites. But this one, it also doesn't. This website also is.
This website is also.
This tab thing doesn't work really.
It's the easiest thing. It's people take it out. It's in Bootstrap by default, and I don't know why people turn it off when they.
Turned off.
Yeah. So some people just override it because they think it shouldn't be there, but it should be. It's a focus state. It's one line of code. It's very simple.
And there's some points for accessibility that, like my client, for example, doesn't want to have thumbnails, doesn't want things written, so wants it to be clean because it's got images, etc. So
yeah, that's kind of a balance because I don't know, a government client, they have to. So it's you can say
big websites for which is accessed by public as such. Yes.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
So like little things you can say for the client to make them go, oh, okay, maybe we should, is like the biggest one is always Google. You say Google is a blind user, and if you add these extra things, these extra elements in, then Google can navigate it. Google will know in context what the content is on your page. So if your thumbnails or your gallery images have descriptions, for example, that's the simplest one. Then when Google crawls the page, it knows that this is an image of something and your site is about sports education. Yeah, as opposed to if you just have a homepage link, a couple of menus and galleries, and none of that's labeled, then Google won't know what your page is about. But if you put the descriptions in there, you put the correct headings in there, then it will understand what it is. So for me, I can sell that to a client and say, we should do it accessible because of the benefits that you'll get in SEO. Yeah.
Okay. That's important.
Yeah. So it's not just the accessibility of blind users, it's Google. Google's blind. Yeah. Important. Yes. How are you going? Back at it? Yep. What is it?
I couldn't find the background color from it.
Is that green? That color looks a little funny. But the background color, it's been overwritten there. This one's a little trickier. Why is that green? I'm just going to refresh this. Maybe it's... Oh, right, okay.
I couldn't find the background color, that's good.
See your screen in general, the contrast is hard to see. But okay, in this case, I think we have to go up a level, so you're on the paragraph tag. So if we go up to the div, or the div above that, then we should be able to see the background color. So just click on div, that line. Yep. Then to scroll down. So we've got the body color, so go up 2 more levels. Yep. Yeah, background color white. Yeah. So it's just the wrong element. You just go up higher, back deeper, and then you can find the correct element to test against. Yeah. Yeah, easy. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah.
If I supposed to do that, focus on international market, so the likely to crop up.
Languages, yeah, definitely. So, for example, we have an extension website, and in that extension website, we've actually translated it into a couple of different languages, so that we can have a bigger reach, and documentation in a different language, the extension itself in a different language, and it's important.
If I'm searching Google for India,
Yeah.
it definitely goes to google.in.
Yeah.
Like that. Is there anything looking for Joomla? Is that plugin?
Oh yes, I see what you mean. Geolocation, yeah, it's possible. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but you should be able to check where the user is in their location and redirect them to the different version of your site for that particular language. So if it automatically detects that it's German, you're in Germany, then it should switch to the German language by default, but then still give the user an option to switch back out. Yeah, so it's possible. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Yeah, you can do it. All right. Heading off. PowerPoint. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I'll put the links up so you can get access to the slides. Yes. Yeah, and you can charge your clients more. Yeah, it's the best bit. I guess we could probably wrap it up. Like, if you want to keep going and keep testing the sites, I'll hang around and help you test them. Or if you have your own websites, you pull them up, and I'll help you test them as well and give you some guidance on how you can make it accessible.